I am so excited to be here. So, a little about me. I'm a mama and I'm a nurse. I have a blended family. We have five children together. Our youngest is three. He was born in 21, and 3 months later, I found myself super sick with COVID. Again, I'm a nurse. I wasn't afraid of it. I had worked around it, no fear really. Um, but then I got fear really fast. I spent a couple months in and out of the hospital. My husband and I actually had to plan my funeral because there were no beds in this region of the US with a vent. And they needed me on a vent because the small hospital I was in had done all they could for me. So it was a pray and work really hard. So that backstory leads me to all of the long COVID symptoms that I came out with. Not only did I come out with what my doctor describes as a form of PTSD, because I am terrified to get sick now. I've always been healthy. I'd never, ever been, I had a cold or whatever, but never what I experienced with COVID. Um, I also came out with severe anxiety. My blood glucose would just randomly drop. I could have just eaten and it would bottom out. My thyroid went crazy. My bathroom habits, guys, not to get too ewy on you, but I was going like 5 to 7 days without a bowel movement. And then having to do some pretty extreme measures to make it happen just to have to go through the same process again in 5 to 7 days. um, when I got sick, which was often, I struggled so bad getting over it. My lungs were terrible. I could not lose weight. I gained a ton of weight. I before COVID, I was not on any medication. I came out on 12 different medications. And for me, someone who has never had to take anything like that, it was so, I don't know, it was very eye-opening to what people have to struggle through. And I tried so many supplements. I tried B12 injections. I tried IV fluids. You name it, I tried it. And I had just kind of come to the conclusion that I was going to be just living life. Um, I love my family. I love my children. They're wonderful, but I did not love living. And that was scary. I had a lot of not so pleasant thoughts about myself. And then I started seeing my friend Ashley, who you guys heard last week. I've known her for many, many years. And for her to have, tried something that someone was selling was really eye-opening to me. That girl never even bought a mascara from me. So for her to try something, I was like, you know what? This has got to be real. There's got to be something to it. So I reached out to her and she immediately started, sharing information. And I was, I was like, no, I've done this. I've looked at the gut health stuff. It's not for me. I just really don't think my gut can control all of that. Well, finally, I was like, guys, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to hop in. And I even had it to the point that with the 60-day money back guarantee, if it didn't work, I was getting my refund. I already had it planned out. A week into it, I found myself getting ready for church. And I told my husband, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I slept all night last night. And I hadn't been able to sleep all night since COVID. And then my bathroom habits got better and my blood sugar leveled out. I have been using the products since February. And guys, I now can say that my blood sugar is completely regulated. My thyroid has regulated. I go to the bathroom every single day. You know what? That's huge. That is a huge deal. I am off my anxiety meds. Like that is a big deal for me. More anxiety meds. I don't take any prescription medication now. Nothing. Only COVID or only Plexus. And I'm so thankful that I'm sitting here talking to you guys right now. Like Plexus gave me myself back. It let me be the mom that I wanted to be to my new little guy. And that's worth it all to me. Come here. Come here. This little guy was 3 months old whenever it all started. Say hi. I'm so thankful to Plexus. Turn that back over to you, Josh.
Hi. So X Factor is one of our multivitamins. You take 2 capsules a day. It fills your nutrient gaps with 10 supportive nutrients. It supports metabolism and increases your energy. It has potent antioxidants. It's gluten-free and vegetarian. It contains 25 msgs of vitamin D, aloe vera, and New Zealand black currant, a powerful antioxidant, and has 10 essential vitamins. And the big thing is it is fully methylated, which to me at first I was like, oh, what does that mean? But it means that you are not paying for expensive pee. It is being put into your body and it's being used up to help you be a better person. And just a little about the X Factor Plus, which is the one that I take. When Brittany first introduced me to it, it was so that I could just have a little bit more energy. I thought, probably should take a multivitamin. And I was in the middle of menopause. This is 6 years ago. And all of my hot flashes ceased at that point. So I was like, hey, Brittany, maybe you don't get hot flashes anymore when you take X Factor Plus? And she said, oh, I forgot to tell you that. So I had to put that little plug in there because I've been on it for 6 years and never had another hot flash. Yay!
Everyone, I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight. Those testimonies, the health testimonies, have been absolutely incredible that we have heard. If you have ever had a doubt in your mind about these products working, you just have to listen to some new stories because they are so powerful. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit more about the business side tonight. And I'm actually someone, like you said, I never wanted to work. Okay, so I'm not made for a 9 to 5. I actually told my husband when we got married, I said, hey, babe, I just want you to know I'm never going to work. Like, I want to stay at home. I want to raise babies and I don't want to have a job. And he was like, that is totally fine. He was more than happy to bear that load. And even when things were really hard for us financially, he never expected me to do anything about it. But I was watching him lose sleep, working really hard, and our family just needed more. It all kind of started back a little bit before Plexus. It was the week of my best friend's wedding. I was 20 weeks pregnant with our second baby, and that's when my husband found out that he lost his job, a very, very good paying job. And it sent us into this, what I call series of unfortunate events. He was trying to get all these different jobs. Nothing was working out. So he started working for himself, which was great. Except if you've ever done a startup, it can be really slow. So our kids ended up on Medicaid and we were just struggling and surviving to make it through. And really, truly, we had lost our ability to dream before Plexus, because imagine your kids are on Medicaid. And then you also have $100,000 of student loan debt hanging over your heads. Like, there was no light at the end of the tunnel. Like, even if things were going to, slowly start getting better, like, that's a huge chunk of debt to have to pay off. Like, we were thinking this is going to take us forever. All of those dreams and fun things that we had talked about when we first got married, I mean, we weren't even bringing them up because we were just trying to make it through. I even started couponing, you guys, and I'm not the kind of person who coupons. I hate that. But that's how much we were struggling that I was couponing. Okay. So I watched our friend Alita. I watched her for a while, and my husband and I, we would like make fun of her and be like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? What is that pink drink? This is crazy. Okay. And we finally decided to give it a try. My mom came down to visit one Thanksgiving or Christmas, and her shorts were loose. And she was like, look, guys, she was like, you guys should try Plexus too. And my husband was like, hold up. He was like, are you defending Plexus? And she said, yeah. And so we said, okay, fine. We decided to try it. And I started posting about Plexus. Okay. I was actually doing another network marketing thing on the side. I was not doing very well. I was maybe making like $200 a month, on it. But when I got added into our team page, I started jumping on the team calls just like this. And I started getting massively inspired by people, by the mindset that they were talking about the income that they were earning. And I was like, you know what? I think maybe I can do this. But you guys, it took me 5 months to find my first 3 people. Okay. Alita was not thinking, you know what? I bet you that she's going to go emerald in a year. Like, I bet you that she's going to double rank sapphire and diamond in the same month. I had such a slow start, you guys, but everything shifted when I went to convention. I went to convention as a brand new silver. I was so inspired by hearing all of the stories. I had my nursing baby with me. I went out there. We really couldn't afford to go out there. But I went and I saw a bigger vision for my life, and I saw a bigger vision for where we could be. And I drew my line in the sand and I said, I'm going to come back here next year and I'm going to walk that stage as an emerald. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to figure out a way, because our family needs something different. Right? I had a different vision for our family. My husband had a different vision for our family. And this was going to be the avenue that was going to give us the jump start that we needed for a completely different life. And so we went emerald in a year. And then 2 years after that, we went sapphire and diamond. And our journey, you guys, there were so many ups and downs. Every single diamond that you ever hear or jewel hear share their story. It was not just like this straight shot to the top. Okay. There were struggles, there were battles, there were things that we had to overcome. I had to learn how to work. Okay. Most people don't even have to learn that. Okay. I had worked 6 months as a barista in college. Like, that was my work experience. Okay. So if I can come to you guys today as a diamond, and my husband is a senior ruby, if I can come to you with that, every single thing, that skill set that I have now, I had to learn, which means that you can also learn it. I didn't come in here with any business knowledge. I didn't come in here actually really even with any common sense. I have an affirmation on my mirror that literally says, that I tell myself every single day, as a diamond, you have all the common sense that you need, because that is something that was hard to accept about myself, because my brain doesn't work like other people. Every day, common knowledge things that people should know, like, my brain doesn't even think about that. My husband's brain is like all common sense. So he just carries it for the family. And so there's been a lot of really ridiculous things that have happened along the way on our journey. Like, I remember when I got to be on my first big Zoom call like this, and I had a white shirt and I was showing everyone how simple it was to mix up a pink drink, and I spilled it all over myself, you guys. It was so embarrassing. But I got back and I did more Zoom calls, and I continued down that road. And, when I very first started, I was just watching what all the other successful people were doing. And they were making training videos and they were posting these certain ways on Facebook and they were doing all of this. And so I was, as a silver about to be gold, and I'm making training videos for my team about how to be successful in Plexus. You guys, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I had so much passion and so much energy, and I was so excited about it. I honestly sometimes believe that I was almost so naive about the work that it takes to get here that I was just like, yes, like I can do this. I'm going straight to the top. I will do anything. And I was willing to just step out of my comfort zone and do all the hard things. If you're on my team and you know me, like they're starting to drop stories in the chats about ridiculous things that have happened. I've gotten locked in parking garages. I mean, I've lost my keys. We've had a car battery die on us on the keys while I'm trying to drive my jewels around. I mean, like the most ridiculous stories. I hope that you guys can know and understand and leave this call tonight knowing that if I can be successful, you guys, then you absolutely can be successful at this. Our life now looks completely different than it did 8 years ago. Okay. And even when I tell all of the things that have happened, sometimes it's still hard for me to believe because we were in such a place where we were struggling, you guys. But my kids now, like, they don't even understand what that was like. They have no clue because they're being raised in a completely different house, right? They get to experience all of the benefits. And hear me, it's not about the money, you guys, but it is about the options that money brings. The options that I don't have to live according to what somebody else is telling us to do. We have options to make the choices that we want for our family. We have the options to eat the organic foods that we want to. We have the options to do the additional health things that we want to. We have the options to go on the vacations that we want to. This year, we took our kids to Punta Cana. We took our kids to Hawaii with us. It was the year of travel for the family. And they know that it's because of Plexus, right? We have a pool that I always envisioned that we would have. I always wanted to have the house that people came to. And that's what we have. Like all of the things that were once just a vision on my dream board, they're now our reality. I mean, I'll sometimes just be driving down the road, like thinking about our life, and I will get teary-eyed because I'm so, so grateful that we're here. And I'm so glad that I persevered when people told me that I couldn't do it. When people blocked me, when people told me I was never going to be successful, when people told me never, ever talk to them about this stuff again, when people were rude, when people made me cry, and when I lost faith in myself. You guys, there were moments that I doubted, could I actually do this? And you might have moments that will hit you along the way and you'll feel like, do I have what it takes? Every single one of you has what it takes if you just keep going. Okay. And you just keep pushing through and you just keep trying things and you just keep failing. And then you keep going because that's the definition of success, right? Is that you got back up one more time. So whatever that thing is that knocks you down, don't let it keep you down. Les Brown always says, he's one of my favorites. He always says, if you get knocked down, try laying on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up, and let your reasons be the reason that you are going to stand back up. My family was my why. My family was the reason that we were able to pay off $100,000 in student loan debt in just 15 months. My family is the reason why we were able to be successful, why we were able to do all these things. Because on the days when I didn't feel like showing up, I just pictured them and I pictured the life that we wanted. And I held that vision so clear in my mind. Hold that vision in your mind for the things that you want and the future that you desire. And it can be yours if you don't give up.